What's going on, guys? This is Kaishro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we're going to tackle my Buster Blade Dragonmaid deck profile that got second place on our Kaido Willis weekly tournament. And this list also got first place on the Kaido Willis Neo League tournament. But we are going to discuss my second place deck profile because I think this is the more adjusted and more suited build for the format post info. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So we have only 40 cards here on the main deck, nothing too extravagant, just the standard number of cards because I don't want to run 42, 43 because I do feel like that the deck kinda suffers from breaking. So yeah, I would prefer to play it at 40. So first we have our Buster Engine. We have these three of this cute little guy. I think this is the best starter that I could normal summon on this deck. And yeah, it definitely brings out your Buster luck on the game, and I think this is very strong considering that our local meta game is tarnished and dominated by Tenpai Dragon. So Buster Blader is inherently good against Tenpai, and normally they would let you go first. So I think that's the biggest asset of this deck, to be able to answer those Tenpai matchups in our local meta game. So yeah, three of these and one of the Buster luck, and we have two Buster Blader, and we have three Prologue. So yeah, three. I wouldn't want to run two copies of this. I think you want to draw this card as often as possible when you go first. This is really strong. And we have one of the memories. Before I was playing two, but I trimmed the copies into one because I think I only need one to win the game. And yeah, I think it's the most optimal ratio of this card on this deck right now. And moving on towards my Dragonmaid engine, we have Triple Chamber. So the best card on the Dragonmaid. And we have Triple Parlor. So another starter for the deck. You just want to have your dragon cards on your graveyard by using these Dragonmaid cards to make your seals or other link monsters on this deck. So I think you just need to fetch your graveyard with dragon monster so that you can use it as material for the fusion monster of Buster. So we have three of the Parlor, and we have one Lore Par, the only big dragon on this deck. And yeah, you only need this card as your target for the fusion of the Dragon Maid monsters, especially the shoe. So yeah, only one of these, and we have Changeover, of course, the fusion spell, and one Hospitality. Only need one Hospitality. You don't really need the second copy because you're not playing so many Dragon Maid names on your build, so you only need this. And next we have the Tiding, of course. What a great interruption for this deck. Very phenomenal when going first, and can literally save you a lot of times, especially if you can go into grind games. So this is very strong as well. And moving on towards my non-engine on this deck, we have Triple Ash Blossom. Of course, Ash Blossom, the OCG is almost mandatory. And we have Triple Maxi, of course. I think this Maxi is very prominent on this deck because you want to draw cards when going second, because your going second is not that good. So you want to play as much as possible consistency cards on the deck. And we have Triple Droll. Before I was running Veiler, but I opted to main Droll because, as I have said earlier, the deck really suffers from going second. The going second capacity of this deck is really not that good. So you want to have Droll or some sort of floodgating cards to nullify the opponent's playthrough or board presence. So yeah, Droll is definitely must have here on the main deck for this deck. And next we have Double Ghost Ogre. I was debating if I'm going to run Veiler over Ghost Ogre, but I do feel like that Ghost Ogre is much more impactful on the Tenpai Dragon matchup, and you want to get rid of their field spell as much as possible because it is a very broken card right now. So Ghost Ogre, yeah, 2 copies, and you have 1 Pot of Prosperity. I think I would cut this card moving forward, and I would play the 3rd copy of Ghost Ogre because I don't see that much play for this card, and I often feel like that it's dragging my plays on this deck, and it's not that really good. But yeah, I think Ghost Ogre should definitely be here on the main deck as well. And next we have Triple Impermanence. So yeah, Imperm, very versatile card on this deck. And next we have the last three cards on the deck. We have triple trap trick. So you just use this to fetch trap cards on your disposal with the tidying, with the prologue. So you use this trap trick to just boost your play. And I think it's necessary to play this card. Before I was not running this card, but I often find myself not having access towards my Buster play. So yeah, I played this card on this deck. Even though it hurts sometimes, you just want to have more hand traps on this deck, but it's necessary to have better plays from the Buster Blader line of play. And next we have my extra deck. We have two Fusion Buster. So only two, you only need two copy of these. And we have double Buster Dragon. So yeah, double Buster Dragon, I think it's enough as well. And we have one Wealth. So yeah, only one. You only need one. It is just a card that kinda comes up on certain occasions, and if you can make this card and play the extra deck lock, you're pretty much guaranteed to win the game. And next we have the Dragonmaid Fusion. We have two Shu. Shu is very phenomenal on this deck. Protects your board from getting destroyed by Lightning Storm or Raigeki, other blowout cards. So yeah, just here to protect your board with the Omni Negate presence of Shu. And we have two House, very insane on battle phase. Can definitely give you so much upsides when you are dealing with a deck that kinda grinds out your deck as well. So I think this deck have a very good control feature with the Buster, and Dragonmaid also can complement that, and your grind game is much more powerful with the house on your board. And next we have one Striker Dragon just to link away your monsters, of course. And next we have Hieratic Seal. So yeah, very powerful card right now in the format, not only in Dragonmaid and Buster Blader list. I think it's also phenomenal on Tenpai Dragon. So you want to end on seals as much as possible, and this is your bread and butter when going first using the Dragonmaid line. And next we have Little Knight. So Little Knight, just here to have extra millage on mid games, and you just use this card to banish cards on your opponent. And sometimes it doesn't come up, but when it comes up, it's really effective. So you could definitely play the deck without this card, because we all know that how expensive this card is right now. So yeah, you could cut this, but I could definitely recommend it. And next we have one Unicorn. The deck really suffers from going second. So you want to have cards like Unicorn to spin cards from your opponent and have a better going second prowess using this deck. And we have one Access Code Talker. Of course, we need to destroy boards, and going second of this deck is really bad. So yeah, Access Code is here to remedy that problem. Next we have one Anima. So I think I would prefer to run IP Mascarena over Anima, but I do have feeling that Anima could come up on some occasions, especially if your opponent doesn't respect the level 1 shenanigans of your deck from the Busters. So yeah, I think Anima could do its job on that instance, but yeah, IP could definitely see play as well. And next we have the side deck. We have double Nibiru, of course, staple on this kinda combo-oriented Finsmith format from the info. And we have Mourner. Mourner, definitely a good card on game 3 and closing out games, because it has a burn, and you definitely want to capitalize on that. Especially the OCG format is much more slower than the TCG one. So I think Mourner could definitely win you some games on time. And we have one Ghost Bell, very strong against Voiceless Voice. I think there's a lot of targets on the Voiceless Voice. We have the Pre-Prep, the Safira, the Low, and yeah, other cards as well on Voiceless Voice, the Suffer from Bell. So yeah, I think this is very strong, and also Dynamondo. So yeah, Bell. And we have double called by my going first card on this deck. I would play it often because the deck is weak to Ash Blossom, and yeah, there's a lot of hand traps that you should avoid, like Veiler and Bell sometimes. So yeah, called by is kinda good here. And next we have Heavy Storm. Blowout card, of course, you need to out the back row of the format right now, when we have one Feather Duster, like the Heavy Storm, functions the same way. And we have triple evenly match. So before I was skeptical if I could run Cosmic Cyclone over evenly match, but on my testing, I do feel like that the deck really struggles a lot going second. I know I'm repetitive on that phrase, but yeah, it really struggles a lot when going second. So I opt to play cards like Evenly Match to improve my chances going second. And the last card on my going first shenanigans, we have triple, rather second to the last card, we have triple the Black Goat Laps. So this is the card that I would trim for Cosmic Cyclone because I badly want to see Cosmic Cyclone right now. Cosmic Cyclone is very phenomenal against Voiceless Voice. Against Tenpai, you need out the barrier and the Tenpai Sangen field spell. So yeah, I would definitely cut this card moving forward for Cosmic Cyclone, but this card also gave me some good breathing room when going first. There's a lot of decks that, especially if I'm knowledgeable enough to stop the choke points of the deck, this card is very strong. But yeah, I would rather see Cosmic Cyclone over this. And the last card on my side deck, we have Anti-Spell. So Anti-Spell, a really strong card on this deck. You wouldn't see a lot of decks that can play through around Anti-Spell, but I only prefer to play one because I do feel like that other cards are much more impactful. So yeah, that sums up our Buster Blader Dragonmaid deck profile. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you do learn something from this video. And if you have time, you can drop a like and subscription on my YouTube channel, and it definitely helps me a lot. So once again, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.